I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. Viola Santiago joins us. Hi.
Hello there.
Hey, I appreciate you coming on. Please introduce yourself to everybody.
Hello, everyone. My name is Viola Santiago. I am a variety streamer currently based in Singapore, but I was born in New Zealand. Currently just working through what I want to do, but I have no law and I'm just here to have fun.
Yeah, well, you do have somebody else that joins you on occasion. Maybe
Oh,
we'll talk about them sometime here if they decide to show.
sure.
Well, when did you get started on VTubing?
My first start was around October of last year. I actually started off as a PNG
Yeah.
because of my friend. I used to stream about 4 years back, but I quit due to work and study relations. And then I came back last year because they convinced me. And then, yeah, that was basically it. I got my VTuber model. I'm actually not sure, like maybe last December or like early January of this year.
Mm. So you're almost a year
Yeah.
with it now.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah, we're getting closer and closer all the time. This last few
Work.
months have gone by pretty quick.
Yeah, it definitely has, which is so surprising.
Yeah. Well, when you were streaming before, did you have a model or were you live cam streaming?
Before when I was streaming, I had no cam, no nothing. I was just faceless.
Ah, okay. But was it
Yeah.
games and such that you were streaming then?
Sorry, come again?
What were you streaming then?
Genshin Impact a lot, actually.
Uh,
When the game was really popular, so
yeah.
yeah,
Well, I mean, it's still around. It's going to be around for a long time. They
for sure.
they keep adding stuff to it, and people keep getting got by the gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
The
Definitely.
So when you did get started a few years back, what brought you to wanting to stream?
Oh, oh my, that was really long ago. I think what made me want to stream was just pastime, hobby, and like I think it started because of a popular Minecraft SMP called DSMP.
Okay.
Yeah, it
What's
was because of the main protagonist, Dream SMP,
ah
if that rings a bell.
it doesn't, but okay. I'm not a big. I see. I got kicked out of Minecraft with my grandson because the only thing I could figure out how to do was kill his animals.
Oh, I see.
So
DSMP was quite popular with the younger generation.
okay. So you got into that, and then that kind of brought you into streaming.
Yes.
Mm. Did you was it something that you took to right away? Did you enjoy
Mm,
having an audience?
not really, actually.
Mm,
When I first started, it was because I was like, oh, I can try this out, maybe get some money,
mm-hmm,
because I was struggling to get my earns and like my keep. So it was kind of hard during that time.
mm.
So I thought streaming could be a way of like source of income, side income, so it could work. But then after like a few periods of time, it got more fun. Despite the low views, but
Mm.
it's fine. I honestly don't mind it. It was fun talking with like one or two people and like just chatting with them. It's like nice to interact with people.
And especially people that you never meet other than through this application or through these technologies. So where you talk to somebody on the other side of the planet or somebody next door, you just don't know.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, and it really does. It really. If you sit back and look at it from a macro angle like that, you're just like, wow, this is really cool. And
Yeah,
if you're as old as I am, and remember how tough it would be in the 1980s to talk between yourself and me, it would cost me $1 million because of phone lines, and then
ah,
the quality wouldn't be nearly as good. It-
my goodness.
yeah,
I actually have not thought about that.
yeah,
I think people assume that I'm on the older side, but I'm more younger than people think.
yeah. Well, everybody is younger than me, so there you go. I'm
Well,
an
that's
old
fun.
man, an old man. Um, but it's really fascinating to me that we're able to do this, and like you
Yes.
sound like you're in the next room or the next chair. It's pretty amazing. But
Yes, honestly, technology has like come a long way
yeah,
from how it was.
does that strike you on occasion when you're streaming that you could be talking with anybody anywhere at this time?
I think it fascinates me that people are just coming into my stream just to chat.
Hmm.
Like, I feel like I'm honored that people would come in just to like have fun, just to chill. I mean, sometimes they would even just like sit in the chat box just so that I can talk with them, and some of them will tell me that, oh, you're like comforting to sleep on, and honestly it's very honorable.
Hmm.
Like, I feel like it's really nice when people say that, and it makes me feel like I have some sort of a purpose.
Hmm. Well, I guess I wouldn't it? It does, and that's something. If people trust you to do, they're going to keep coming back for.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah, and that's got to be heartening too when you realize they're coming back for you.
Yeah, it really is.
Mm.
Like, it's such an honor.
Was that something you always wanted to do? Is kind of be the entertainment source for folks?
When I was younger, I did do entertainment, so coming back to it, it really is just like a full circle, so it feels really nice.
Now, were you a singer, dancer, actor? What type of thing?
I used to do drama and actually radio as a child.
Really?
And then, yeah,
Well,
and then I moved on and I started doing choir when I was around the teens.
so you were kind of a child radio prodigy then.
Not exactly. I was invited into it because someone that I knew was doing radio and they needed a child that could speak proper Chinese
Ah,
to come in and just like talk with the audience itself.
ah,
So
yeah, that,
that's how I got into radio.
well, that's something that folks around here don't, in the United States, don't really have that much of. We have some stations that are Spanish, and if you're in the larger cities, you have some that are different languages. But um, I think in other countries in the United States, it happens a lot more often, where there are other languages being needed to broadcast to people.
Oh, definitely, especially in my country. So I'm in Singapore.
Hmm.
When I was younger, I wasn't in here, but I was in Taiwan, learning Chinese.
Mm.
So when I came to Singapore and that person knew me, they were like, "Oh, we really need a Chinese speaking child." So they invited me in.
You fit all the casting because you were a child and you could speak Chinese.
Yeah, to them I fit the category.
so so you already had a little bit of experience with a microphone before you did all this. Um,
Yes, I definitely did.
Now, so were you nervous at all getting your first time on stream when you turned on the microphone for other people in that type of format?
I feel like when I first started streaming and like turning on a microphone, I had a really, really bad microphone
Oh.
because I couldn't buy anything and I was just using the headset mic. So people were like, "Oh, we can't really hear you." So like knowing how to adjust the stream volumes and like the microphone settings were like a new experience because the radio settings are completely different.
Oh yeah,
So honestly, it's a different type of nervousness compared to radio
yeah.
because radio they would set you up already.
Hmm. Yeah, that's in the radio. You're usually the microphones that are different than the headsets. I mean, they're separate, completely separate, but
They're
it's usually ready to go
completely
for you.
separate.
It's usually ready to
Yeah,
go when you come in. So it does make it. You don't just have to adjust it yourself in some cases. Um,
yeah,
yeah, and or run the board or that type of thing. You when you're doing this, everything that you do, whether it's effects or volume, is on your own. You have to set that before you get going.
yes, definitely.
Yeah,
So like people are like, if that happens, it's stream scuff.
yeah, yeah. It's also the streamer going crazy trying to figure out what's wrong.
Yeah, that's where all the friends who are your tech support comes in.
Why is this not working? Why is this blue? It should be green.
Yeah.
There's a lot of difference there. Is it tougher or easier for you to stream with a model than it was when you were just doing the voiceover?
When I was first doing the voiceover, I had a much younger voice, so kind of didn't really attract anyone or
Mm,
like viewership in general.
mm,
But when I first started out again, at the start actually I didn't have my PNG because I was still working on it and drawing it.
mm-hmm,
Then when my PNG came in, even more viewers came in. But then at the start it was just the voice.
mm-hmm,
I think the model it helped more. Like it gave the way to like express my face
mm-hmm.
instead of having an actual camera in front of me.
Wow. Then you can still be you without being you.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, and some people have been saying to me that it really allows them to show more of their personality than they normally would. They're a little more relaxed. They're able to let the guard down a little bit and maybe get a little silly and enjoy that way. Have you found that to be the case?
I find that it's quite fun to be silly with the models. People will usually enjoy it. They will like have a good laugh and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's really nice." So yeah, I do agree.
So when you're on stream, what are you streaming?
Most of the time, Valorant.
Hmm.
If not Roblox or Minecraft. Roblox horror games. Minecraft is just to chill and relax.
Mm. So that's your kind of ASMR type streams.
I guess so.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
you do have a voice for that if you wanted to give it a try.
I actually, my viewers, especially one of them who have known me for years, is my moderator, but he is desperate to torture me with voice lines. So I've had people come in, my collab partners come in, they'll be like, "Can you do this voice line, that voice line?"
Mm.
At some point, they were like, "You sound like Raiden Shogun from Genshin Impact." I was like, "No, not at all."
And they want your voice. They want your voice.
They find it entertaining.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a good thing. I mean, when you have the instrument, use it.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, and that's part of the appeal, I think, for some folks is
Mhm.
the soothing type voice, which I think you have in Aces, uh,
Thank you.
and really, and it is very easy to listen to. One of the things about your voice that I picked up is there's no sharp edges.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when like my voice will have a very sharp edge to it on occasion, but yours is very calming and very easy to listen to. There's nothing. It's like a difference between a nougat bar and a hard chocolate bar.
I see.
It's
I've
very
heard
easy
the
to.
reference before.
Yeah, it's very easy to go. Is that something you've always had? Is kind of a calming voice?
Not really. When I first started out, I was so passive aggressive
Mm.
that my viewers were like, "Are you okay? Do you need to like take a break, calm down?" But then over the years, as I grew up, I started having a more calm voice. And
Mm.
then when I started streaming, people were like, "Oh, I can sleep to your voice. It sounds so soothing." And I'm like, "Thank you. That's unexpected."
That kind of gets to you that people enjoy your voice to that much impact, huh?
I think it's a really big honor
Mm.
to have people tell me that they really enjoy like hearing me sing or even just talk.
Yeah,
They said that they find it soothing and like it's a comfort streamer vibe, and I just feel like if I can be something to you and help you in some way, I'm happy.
that's excellent. That's a great attitude for this type of thing, uh, uh, and then if you're happy making other people happy, and they are getting happy listening to you, then it feeds itself, doesn't it?
Yes, it definitely does.
Well, it makes it a lot easier to turn on that microphone when you're maybe a little tired, or
Yes, yes.
so if
People
go ahead.
Sorry, people usually they'll be like, if you're tired, don't stream. But then, like, I think I enjoy talking with my viewers and my chat
Mm,
because if it helps them, it really helps them.
yeah.
I find every single hour worth it
Mm,
because even if I'm tired, 2 hours of a stream, if it helps them, it helps them.
mm. It's become easier for you to do, I imagine, to stream. Um, I mean, there's still a lot to set up and stuff, but it's
Yes,
not like in the early days trying to figure out where everything is to start with.
yeah.
Has that helped you create a kind of a more laid back atmosphere for the most part?
Depends.
Mm.
I think. Let's see, like what game I'm playing. When I'm playing Valorant, I could be a little more rage aggressive, but when it comes to horror games or like Minecraft, I think I'm more calm and like I can try to be more laid back compared to Valorant because Valorant's such a rapid game and
Right.
like people are just shooting at you. It kind of rages something inside people. So Valorant's not exactly the laid back type of game.
That's the game if you want to blow stuff up.
Yes, definitely.
That's the all the rage out of the day into Valorant. Um,
Yes.
so are you enjoying collaborations?
I actually would like to have more collaborations than I do now,
Mm,
but as of currently, with recent collaborations, I love it. I enjoy it so much.
mm,
Meeting new people, talking to them,
yeah.
and having them like just fawn over random things. We played Lethal Company recently as a
Oh,
collab, and they never played it before.
oh
So
no.
having to teach them the entire thing and tricking them into like the so-called death traps is really fun.
You got to steer him into every single danger, didn't you?
Yes, I definitely did.
Behind that voice is an evil person.
I say the same thing to anyone. They'll be like, you're such a kind person, kind, caring person. I'm like, no, just you wait. There's someone waiting behind that kind and caring person.
Now, speaking of that, I read that there's somebody else that shows up on your streams now and again. Uh, how
Yes,
did
her name is Valeria.
Valeria? Now, where did Valeria come from?
So I have a medical condition called DID.
Mm-hmm.
And Valeria somewhat pops up now and again when I think my mental is not that great.
Mm,
Because I suffer from a lot of mental conditions,
mm-hmm.
Valeria is essentially the takeover.
Mm,
She is the more, I'd say, crazier version of me.
yeah. And,
So
and
she'll pop up now and again, but I'm mostly streaming.
and people will know the difference right away, you think?
No, they
No.
can't tell. They usually
Oh.
can't tell.
Oh. But folks who don't know what DID is, um, that maybe you can explain it for them just a little bit.
I think easiest way to explain DID is essentially a personality disorder.
Mm-hmm.
Um, DID is essentially like Valeria is basically just a second personality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
It
that's how I usually tell my viewers.
Yeah, and there's different ways that emerges for different people.
Yes,
I've
definitely.
talked to folks before, and when that happens, uh, what I mean, does your audience understand what's going on?
Most of them do, but
Mm-hmm.
I think because it's very hard to tell the difference,
Mm-hmm.
they usually don't talk about it as much.
Mm. Okay, but is and it that's something that you're able to deal with day to day. It is. I mean, it's if this is uncomfortable for you to answer, don't worry about it. With the DID, how comfortable are you discussing it with people? Um, is it something
I
that you,
usually talk about it a lot,
yeah,
actually.
is it something that you bring up when you're talking with someone or someone that you know a little bit or gotten to know a little bit?
Most of the people that know I have DID are people I'm very close with,
Hmm.
but I will definitely put it in like description of my stream just so to clarify if people think there's a difference in my voice or like I sound different and I'm not myself.
Mm. Is it something? And again, if this is too close to home, just let me know. Um,
Yeah.
but do you remember what happens? Uh, when that? I mean,
Surprisingly, I think it depends.
uh-huh,
Because I think it really depends on the mental situation that I was in.
uh-huh.
So sometimes Valeria takes over so that I can have somewhat of a mental break.
Mm.
So sometimes I don't remember what happens, but then if she takes over just for fun, I definitely remember it.
If she just says, okay, my turn.
Yes,
Uh,
definitely.
so
It's like I'm coming in.
tag, that sort of thing.
Definitely.
So it's been something you've been able to live with, though. Okay, I mean, it does it does it cause any other problems for you?
I don't think it causes much problems.
Yeah.
I think one thing that happens though is that I can actually somewhat communicate with her
Uh,
through the mind. So
yeah.
like I would be talking to her and people are like, "Are you okay? You're talking to yourself." I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, I'm fine. I'm just thinking."
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I
When all
mean,
reality is just talking with her.
yeah. Well, I mean, that's different. I mean, that's certainly people who haven't dealt with that or know somebody who has that. Um,
Hmm.
I imagine it's pretty tough to explain to folks how that
Yeah,
relationship is, but it really does testify to how the human mind actually works uh,
hmm
for some people, and uh, however, whatever it does, it's amazing that you're able to function, and sounds like you're pretty chill with it. Is that something that's just over the years you've grown to know what to do in those situations, or is it just something you're living with?
It's just something I'm living with, honestly.
Yeah, yeah. It's again that's something that's very tough to explain to folks. But
It definitely is.
yeah, with the personality that you have, and obviously very good one because people are tuning in to watch and enjoy your streams. Were you someone that was able to interact with chat right away when they started showing up?
Um, I think at the start there wasn't really anyone talking,
Mm,
so there wasn't much interaction. It was more so talking to myself. But
mm,
then once people started coming in, it was really fun to chat with people. But for sure, when you're playing like certain games or when you're in collab, you can't really interact with the chat as much.
mm,
So when I first started off, it wasn't as great because I didn't really know how to interact with them. But I would start off with like, "How's your day? How you doing?" And like, if it helps starts the conversation, as long as they follow the rules, everything will be completely smooth sailing and fine.
mm. Yeah, it's that's you kind of set the stage before they even get started, so they're coming in and they know what to expect.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good, and it keeps a ruly bunch together, but also a bunch that wants to be there. Have you found your chat to be supportive, or are they trying to be bratty with you?
They're they're quite they can be supportive and bratty, especially like when it comes to my friends or my moderators. They'll be like, "Hello, adorable streamer." I'll straight back at them, and I'm like, "I'm not cute. I'm not adorable," but they will continue to tease me about it. So they're definitely bratty, but they're very supportive.
That's cool. That's excellent. Now, what are you wanting to do with the channel? Have you got some general direction, or are you just still doing it to enjoy yourself?
I think I'm just doing it to enjoy currently because I don't really have much of a plan.
Mm. Just,
So yeah,
just get on there and enjoy yourself, and I hope the other people enjoy along with you.
yes, definitely.
Mm. And anything that you'd like to do with the stream, any type of stream that you like to do that you haven't done yet?
It's not really actually. I don't really have much in mind.
Mm,
I do have like duo games that I really want to play, but I think most people's schedules can't align with mine, so it's kind of hard to duo. So usually it's just the solo games
mm.
for me.
Is it tough for you being in Singapore? I mean, it's a very different time zone than where I'm sitting. Um, and is it tough for you to find collaborative partners from where you are?
Yes,
Mm,
it's quite hard.
mm,
Especially like when it comes to Singaporean streamers, most of the ones I know, they are definitely either face cam or faceless.
mm,
So when it comes to streaming with them, it's kind of hard to explain what I am to their viewers. And
mm,
at the same time, I mean, I can stream with like other people from Australia or even Vietnamese, Thailand, but then there's a language barrier with Vietnamese, Thai,
mm.
Philippines,
Yeah.
because sometimes you can't really understand the English, and at the same time, they still have their own personal time zones,
Mm.
so it's really hard to keep track of everything.
Oh, absolutely. And that's one of the things I've learned with the interviewing is time zones. It. Luckily I keep a regular. My job allows me to do different time zones around the world, which really helps me out.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah. Well, it's I work in the evenings, local time, and I can talk to folks in your area of the woods when during the morning, and then folks from Europe at different times, and it does work out. Plus, I don't sleep very well, so
I see. I relate to that. I have insomnia, so
oh,
streaming comes at like late, ungodly timings.
well, that changes. I mean, that gives you a different audience, doesn't it?
It definitely does.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, most of the American audience would come in,
Mm.
but when they do come in, however, it's just to just like chill, have fun, or like they're heading to work, whatever. I'll just like, oh, good luck with work, have fun. I mean, work is never fun, but
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
just good luck in general.
my work is never fun. I'll tell you that. This is
I can relate to that.
yeah,
Work is just never fun in general.
yeah, well, this is fun, and I enjoy talking with folks, and I've enjoyed talking with you during this time. It's interesting to get to know somebody who's got such a rich background as you do. Um, uh, and you're in a part of the world that I would really like to see sometime. Um, but where I'm at is nice, but it's very flat, and
I see.
yeah, in the middle of Illinois, there's nothing. There's once you've seen it, you've seen it.
Oh, I see. So
And
there's like not much.
it's there's plains, and that's what it is.
That's about it. I
Plains.
see. I
But
think one thing I've been blessed with is the fact that I wasn't born in Singapore, obviously. I was
right,
born in New Zealand.
right.
So when I first came to Singapore, I retained my accent. I still kind of do, but I do have somewhat of a Singaporean accent
Mm,
compared to most of my New Zealand friends.
mm.
So
Well,
I think that kind of allowed me to open my eyes up to how different places are.
yeah. Well, that accent really suits your voice. It really does.
Thank you so much.
It does, and I think that it really makes it stand out as not only a pleasant voice to hear, but but very ringing to the ears, and you could do a lot of that ASMR stuff if you really wanted
I'm honored, thank you. I
to.
do have I do have plans to hopefully do SMR maybe,
Yeah.
but if not, I think for now I'll just like be chill with voice lines,
Well,
like repeat what they want me to do.
yeah, sell voice packs.
I could tell voice packs. That is an idea I have not thought about.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That just fine. If it brings you in the a little bit of extra cash, you do what you need to do. Uh,
Definitely.
Absolutely. It's an absolute pleasure to talk with you, and thank you for coming on. Um,
Thank you. Thank you so much
and
for sorry for all the chaos.
oh, no worries about that, folks. folks aren't even, after I'm done with my editing skills, no one's going to even know what happened.
Thank you.
But the the fact is that I do appreciate everybody who comes on, and I do appreciate you coming on with me too. The stories that people have, the different backgrounds, is always fascinating, and the fact that you're able to enjoy yourself and enjoy being with others, and have the other folks enjoy being with you is an absolute success story. And I congratulate you on that, and I hope it keeps going for you.
Thank you so much. It's a blessing to be in this interview and to be asked to join. I'm honored, and honestly, it's really fun to just like go through your interviews and listen to how different people's backgrounds just affect them and like how they came to streaming. It's honestly amazing.
Well, I appreciate that, and I know that the VTubers appreciate it too. And folks, we're going to have the links. If you want to check out what Viola's got going on, we'll have the links in the description. And again, it's well worth it. I do appreciate it so much you coming on, and we'll get you back on again sometime.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.